More people now die from an illicit drug overdose in the province. The BC Coroner Service tells me 622 people have died so far this year. That's more than double the amount of deaths due to motor vehicle accidents. It's a big problem and a major crisis in BC. Here at St. Paul's Emergency Room, they're doing everything they can to save every life.
How are you feeling? Are you feeling a bit better? Do you know what brought you in here today? No. So you overdosed. Do you remember that, my friend? No.
It's early in the evening, around 7 p.m. One patient is on a stretcher in the Ambulance Bay area of St. Paul's Hospital. Within minutes, 3 more overdose patients arrive, sitting on chairs, barely lucid, completely hunched over. These days, it's a sight seen every shift by emergency room Dr. Kevin Nemeth.
Sometimes we see patients who are awake and alert and interactive. Sometimes we see patients who are still a little bit drowsy if the medication hasn't been totally effective as an antidote. And sometimes we even see the reverse, where we see agitated patients because they're completely in withdrawal from the opioids they're used to.
Dr. Nemeth and frontline workers are using naloxone to reverse the effects of an opioid overdose. But you'd be surprised to know it's more than just a shot.
We'll actually try a low dose of antidote such that we get the patient breathing again, but not necessarily awake and alert and fully reversed, because a lot of times the patients are on something like methadone or long-term treatment, and if we give a full dose of Narcan, then we'll completely reverse that, even take away their long-term treatment dose and precipitate sort of withdrawal, which feels terrible. So often their first response is to want to leave and go and get another fix.
It's an epidemic that doesn't discriminate, so says BC ambulance paramedic Jason Nault.
Everybody that we touch and everybody that we deal with has a story, and it's difficult to hear some of these stories. They're people that are using drugs on the downtown east side are regular people. There's somebody's daughter, there's somebody's son, somebody's mother, somebody's father, etc., etc.
It's his job to get people the help they need.
A good majority of our calls in the downtown east side area here in Vancouver, they don't want to go to the hospital afterwards. There's a real risk to that. They could overdose again. And we've seen that before too, during the same patient, multiple overdoses in one day. Oh, we were busy before. Now it's just insane. It's call after call after call. There's no rest, no time. Doesn't matter what time of day it is. Doesn't matter if it's a day shift or a night shift. We are run off our feet, and it's exhausting.
Back in the ambulance bay, paramedics and nurses are waiting for patients to sober up.
Oxygen level looks good, okay? Just try to stay awake for us, alright?
Yeah, I'm just tired, so.
Did you sit up, hon? Try to stay awake for a little bit, okay?
And just like Dr. Nemeth said, many who are brought to the hospital just want to leave.
I had to give you medication through that.
Man, just hang out here for a bit, okay?
You know you're going to overdose again, right?
No,
right? You are, though.
Yeah. Just hang out here for the next half hour at least, okay, man?
Fuck what is bothering my place, man? Shit.
Many times, their way out is one simple question.
Yeah, go just a smoke or what?
Just wait a little bit longer here, okay?
Dr. Nemeth explains just how vital nurses and paramedics are to this opioid crisis.
Paramedics are excellent, and they provide first-line care, but also they will often care for patients until they're seen by a physician. The majority of the care is done by the paramedics or by the nursing staff.
9 p.m. rolls around. 29-year-old Alex Bloom arrives after he scored a hit. Paramedics revived him with naloxone and rushed him to the hospital. This is the overdose crisis in real life.
I ended up doing a half a point heroin, and pretty much killed me. It's all on how much fentanyl is in there, right? So I was in the back alley on Hastings, and I overdosed, and somebody called 911. Most of the detoxes are full, all the shelters are full. If I could get clean right now, I would.
A couple more hours go by, a man on a stretcher is reeled in. Paramedics keep a close eye to make sure he's breathing. Doctors say patients are staying longer. That tells them potent drugs continue to be added to the mix.
I'm going to give you a little shot in your arm here.
Do you know where you are at the moment? Do you have any medical conditions? Any allergies to medications?
Can you open your eyes? Sit up properly. You need to see your face. Sit up.
On average, St. Paul sees about a handful of overdose patients a day. But Dr. Dan Calla, head of emergency, says it fluctuates, and the epidemic can take a toll on staff at times.